milligram dose knocks down the pain and the swelling. That is 4 of the little brown pills. Now you can keep walking to safety on a body that wants to quit. Most people load up on food and forget medicine entirely. You packed the thing that keeps your legs under you when the miles get long. A $4 bottle, a massive payoff. This is the kind of quiet item that wins the day. A word of caution. Take it with food and water, not on an empty stomach. And do not lean on it for days on end. It masks pain, and pain is information. Use it to keep moving to safety, then rest and let the body heal. Running total, $83. This is the one that matters more than any other. Massive bleeding kills in minutes, not hours. Minutes. So this item rides right at the top of your bag where you can reach it fast. A budget tourniquet and a roll of gauze run about $10 together. In combat medicine, we follow a strict sequence called March. It starts with the massive hemorrhage. Stopping the bleed comes before anything else you do. Here is how you use it. The tourniquet goes high and tight on the limb above the wound. You crank the windlass until the bleeding stops cold. For a deep wound, you pack it full with the gauze, then you hold hard pressure. Most people carry a plastic box of tiny cartoon bandages and no tourniquet at all. That is completely backwards. When you have the money, buy a real combat-proven tourniquet. For today, $10 beats bleeding out on the pavement. Learn where it goes. Learn how to work it one-handed, because the hand you save might be your own. Running total, $93. Think back to Hurricane Katrina. The power died. The card readers went dark. The automated teller machines were just boxes on the wall. People with everything in a bank account could buy nothing. The ones who moved were the ones who had cash, water, and a way to fix a wound. That is the exact bag you're building right now. Katrina proved the signal disappears first, so keep my printable guide from the description on paper where it still works for you. You need cordage, and you need the right kind. 100 feet of 550-pound paracord costs about $5 at Walmart. That name, 550, means the cord holds 550 pounds before it snaps, but the real magic is hidden inside the sheath. Cut it open, and you find 7 thin inner strands. Pull those out, and each one becomes a tool. You get fishing line. You get thread to sew a torn strap. You get thin cord to build a snare for small game. Use the strong outer cord to rig your trash bag shelter. Lash a splint to a broken leg. Hang your food away from animals. One cheap hank of cord turns into a dozen tools. Here's the contrast. People carry heavy rope that does one heavy job. You carry light cord that does 10 light ones and one heavy one. Wrap some around your knife handle. Wrap some around your water bottle. It weighs almost nothing, and it is always there. Learn a few simple knots now. A bowline for a fixed loop. A taut line hitch for your shelter. 2 knots and 100 feet of cord will handle almost anything. Practice them at home until your hands know them in the dark. Running total, $98. Super glue. A 2-pack costs about $1.25 at a dollar store. This is not a hardware store trick. This is battlefield medicine with a real history. During the Vietnam War, surgeons used a spray form of this exact chemical to close bleeding wounds. It bought wounded men time to reach a surgical table. The chemical family is called cyanoacrylate. Here's how you use it on a small, clean cut. You pinch the edges of the skin together. You run a thin line of glue across the top, not inside the wound. It holds the cut closed. It stops the slow ooze. It seals dirt and bacteria out. On the trail, a cut that will not close can turn into a serious infection. That infection can end your ability to move. Most people would never connect the glue in their junk drawer to first aid. Now you do. It weighs nothing. It costs almost nothing. And one day, it closes a wound you cannot stitch. One rule, though, never glue a deep or dirty wound shut. You will trap infection inside. Clean it first. Use the glue only on small, clean cuts on the surface. Used right, it is a lifesaver. Used wrong, it makes things worse. Running total, $99.25. When the sun goes down, you need light, but you need your hands even more. So skip the flashlight you have to hold in your fist. Get a headlamp. About $5 at Harbor Freight. You strap it to your head and both hands stay free. Now, you can build a shelter in the dark. You can treat a wound with 2 hands. You can read your map and tie your knots. Look for one with a red light setting. Red light protects your night vision so your eyes stay adjusted. It also hides you better from people you do not want to meet. Here's the simple math. A person holding a flashlight has 1 working hand. You have 2. In a crisis, 2 working hands beats 1 every single time. Clip a spare set of batteries next to it. Light you cannot power is just a paperweight. Buy one that runs on common batteries. The odd sizes are hard to find when you need them most. AA cells are everywhere, and test it before you pack it. A headlamp that flickers at home will fail you in the field. Running total, $104.25. Getting found is a survival skill too, and your phone will almost certainly be dead. So carry a signal that needs no power at all. A small signal mirror costs about $1.25 at a dollar store. You catch the sun on the mirror and aim the flash toward a plane or a distant road. On a clear day, that flash can be seen for several miles. It has led to real documented rescues. Think about it from the air. A search pilot can fly right over a person on the ground and never see them. But a bright flash sweeping across the trees is almost impossible to miss. No battery, no signal bars, no charging, just sunlight and a piece of mirror doing the work. Keep it in an outside pocket where you can grab it the second you hear an engine. No mirror handy. Any shiny surface works in a pinch. A phone screen, a polished can lid, a piece of foil. Punch a small hole in the center to aim the flash. The idea is simple. Turn the sun into a beacon nobody can ignore. Running total, $105.50. Here's a tool the size of a quarter. The P38 can opener. A 2-pack costs about $1.50 online or at a surplus store. Veterans call it one of the best designed tools in military history. For decades, it opened every ration can in the field. It folds completely flat. It rides right on your keychain or dog tag chain. And it does far more than open cans. It works as a tiny screwdriver. It scrapes gunk. It slices open tape and packaging. Here's the mistake people make. They pack canned food and no fast way to open it, so they beat a can against a rock and waste calories they cannot spare. Or they stab it with a knife and risk a cut. You carry the real answer for $1.50. It is one of the highest value items per ounce in your entire bag. Small, simple, and it just works. Running total, $107. Now let me kill a myth. You've heard that you pack a tampon to plug a gunshot wound. Forget it. No medic does that. A tampon is too small to fill a wound cavity. It will not stop a serious bleed. Here is the real doctrine. Tourniquet high and tight. Pack the wound with gauze. Then hold hard pressure. That is why your tourniquet cost more thought than your knife. Believe the training, not the internet. Now food. And remember, food comes last in the order for a reason. You can survive 3 weeks without it. But hunger clouds your thinking fast, and clear thinking keeps you alive. So carry calories that need 0 cooking. A jar of peanut butter or a calorie-dense ration bar costs about $4 at Walmart. That is roughly 3,000 calories ready to eat right now. No stove, no pot, no water to spare. Peanut butter gives you fat, protein, and fast energy in one cheap jar. Here is the civilian mistake. People pack meals that need boiling water and a fire in 20 minutes. In a real bug out, you may be walking the whole time. You want food you can eat with one hand while you move. Simple beats gourmet when you are tired, cold, and in a hurry. Keep it sealed. Keep it accessible. Fuel the engine and keep moving. Add a little salt to your food stash too. Your body craves it under stress. And pack a few hard candies. The quick sugar lifts your energy and your mood in a low moment. Morale is a survival tool people always forget. Running total, $111. You have to know where you're going. And your phone is not the answer you think it is. The global positioning system can be jammed by a bad actor. It can be spoofed to feed you a false location. And it dies the moment your battery does. So carry tools that never lose signal. A baseplate compass costs about $8 at Walmart. Add a paper map of your local area. Grab one at a gas station or print it free at home before you ever need it. A map and compass do not need a charge. They do not need a tower. They work in a dead zone and a blackout alike. This is the skill most people skip completely. They trust a glowing screen right up until it goes black. Then they are lost. You trust a needle and paper that always point true. Learn to shoot a bearing. Learn to read the terrain. Do it now, at home, while it is easy. Mark your home, your work, and 2 meeting spots on that map now. Draw the routes between them. If the roads are blocked, you already know your backup path. A map you studied in calm beats a screen you stare at in panic. Running total. $119. Here is a trap that fools even smart, prepared people. In the heat, you sweat out salt along with water. If you only drink plain water, you dilute the salt that is left in your body. Your sodium level crashes. You get dizzy and weak. Your muscles cramp up. In bad cases, you pass out completely. Electrolyte packets fix this. A 6-pack of drink mix costs about $3 at Walmart. You tear one open into your water bottle. It puts the salt and minerals right back. Here's the shocking part. Heat casualties often drop people who had plenty of water to drink. They drank gallons. They just never replaced the salt. Most people never think one step past water. You now carry the missing half of hydration. It weighs almost nothing. It costs $3. And on a hot day of hard walking, it keeps you upright when others go down. Watch for the early warning signs in yourself and others. A headache, confusion, stumbling. Those mean stop and rest now. Get in the shade. Sip water with a packet mixed in. Push through those signs and you go down hard. Read your own body. Running total. $122. Your voice is a weak tool. It gives out fast. It does not carry far. And screaming burns energy you need. A whistle beats it on every count. A peeless whistle costs about $2 at Walmart. 3 sharp blasts is the recognized signal for distress. That sound cuts through wind and trees far past the range of a shout, and it takes almost no breath to blow. Think about the difference. You can blow a whistle hard once a minute for hours. You cannot scream for even 10 minutes before your voice is gone. Now picture the scenarios. You are trapped under debris after a collapse. You are lost and injured in the woods at dusk. A $2 whistle brings a rescuer straight to you when your voice never could. Tie it to your pack strap where your hand finds it fast. It is the cheapest life insurance in the bag. Teach the 3-blast signal to your family tonight. 1 long blast can mean stay put. 3 means come, find me. Now everyone in your group speaks the same language without a word. In the chaos, a shared signal keeps your people together. Running total. $124. Now something almost nobody thinks is tactical. Socks. Wool socks. A 2-pair pack costs about $5 at Walmart. Here's the history that earns them a spot. In World War I, wet, cold feet disabled about 75,000 British soldiers. The injury is called trench foot. No bullet caused it, no blast. Just feet that stayed wet and cold until the tissue started to die. Now look at your own feet. Cotton socks soak up water and hold it against your skin. Wool is different. Wool keeps you warm even when it is damp. Here is why it matters so much. If your feet fail, you stop moving. And in a bug out, the moment you stop moving, you are in serious trouble. So the drill is simple. Change into dry socks when you can. Dry your feet out at every stop. Rotate the wet pair on your pack to dry in the air. Most people never give their feet a thought. Whole armies learned this lesson in blood. You get it for $5. Pack a small foot powder too. It keeps the moisture down between changes, and check your feet every night for hot spots and cracks. Fix small problems before they grow. Your feet carry you out. Guard them like the mission depends on it. Running total, $129. 100. The air itself can turn against you. Wildfire smoke rolls in for miles. A collapsed building fills the street with fine dust. Ash settles into your lungs with every breath. So you carry respirator masks. A pack of N95 masks costs about $3 at Walmart. They filter the tiny particles that choke you and damage your lungs. Here is the mistake people make. They think a wet bandana over the face will do the job. It will not. A bandana does almost nothing against fine smoke and dust. A rated N95 mask actually filters it. Slip one on, and you can keep moving through air that drops other people to their knees. Your lungs are not optional equipment. You cannot swap them out, so protect them for $3. Keep a few sealed in a bag so they stay clean until the day you need them. Pack one for every person in your group. A child needs a smaller size to seal right, and swap them out when they get damp or dirty. A clogged mask does not breathe. Fresh masks are cheap. Your lungs are not. Running total, $132. Your hands do every job in this bag. They build the fire. They tie the cord. They carry the weight and pull you over obstacles. Wreck your hands and you are suddenly helpless. So you carry a pair of work gloves, about $2 at Harbor Freight or a dollar store. They guard your palms against cuts, splinters, and burns. They let you clear broken glass out of a doorway. They let you grab hot metal or drag rough debris. Think about the consequence of skipping them. A deep cut across your palm ends your ability to grip. A burn on your fingers ends your fine work. Suddenly, you cannot open a bottle or tie a knot. $2 keeps your most important tools, your hands, in the fight. Most people never pack them. You know better now. Slide them into a side pocket where you can pull them on fast. Get a pair that actually fits your hand. Loose gloves slip and cause the very cuts you are trying to avoid. Leather palms take the most abuse. And break them in at home so they move with you when the work gets rough. Running total, $134. Last item, and it may be the most important one on the whole list. Cash. Small bills. Take the last $14 of your budget and get it in ones and fives. Here is why the small bills matter. In a real crisis, nobody makes change. If bread costs $3 and you only have a 20, you might hand over the whole 20. Small bills let you pay the exact amount. Now here is the history that proves it. After Hurricane Katrina, the power died across the region. After Hurricane Sandy, the card readers went dark for days. Automated teller machines were just useless boxes on the wall. The people who could still buy gas, water, and a ride out were the ones holding cash. Your debit card is worthless when the grid goes down. A $5 bill still works. Fold your cash into a small plastic bag to keep it dry. Hide it deep in the pack, and look at what you built. Your entire kit now costs $148. It is lighter than the store bag. It is more redundant. And it is ready the moment the lights go out. Running total, $148. So there it is. A full bug-out bag for $148. Lighter than the $500 version. More redundant. Weighted where survival actually happens. On bleeding, shelter, water, and your feet. You did not buy status, you built a system. If you want to go deeper on building a kit like this, my printable guide is waiting for you in the description. Now tell me one thing in the comments. Which item on this list do you already own, and which one surprised you?